questions to ask to Christiane. There is also Mrs. Tadale, who has just presented the Eastern Region report. And then we listened to Mrs. Saida, who has given the Northern Region report. You can ask them questions or if you have proposals.
Are there any questions? This morning we had a number of questions, and I think that we can, following the presentation of the report, we can perhaps try to answer the questions, and we will try to base our discussion on these questions. Okay, let me show these questions in on my computer screen.
Ça y est, c'est bon, hein? Voilà. Donc elles sont en français. On va laisser un peu de temps. Augmenter le nombre de membres. Hey,
The first question, how can we increase the number of members in the different regions? This is my first question. So this is question 4. How can we increase the number of members? Yes. How can we make other potential members feel the need to get involved in our work? I think that we should educate and sensitize, because people don't really know for optimism. I think that we need to carry out sensitization work. I think that we should invite them when we have meetings like this one. You know, if a couple of days ago we were in a shop in Tunis, and the lady told us that her mission. So we invited the lady, and she came this morning, and she showed a lot of interest in members so that they can adhere to us. So sensitization, I think that we can bring something to the club. Otherwise, we will have the problem of payment, of funding. I think that we bring people who are well off and who can contribute to the funding of the clubs. Thank you. I think that we need to approach the person, explain to that person what sort of optimism means, what are the objectives of this movement, and that person to the meeting so that she can attend and see our activity. We are so optimistic when we travel. And if we invite people to travel with us, then this would make some people feel interested. If attends an international meeting, then he's convinced of what optimism is, and it's a question of how we approach the thing and how we explain, because you know, it's not about talking and living. I think that the most important thing is that people pay their contribution. Every member should bear this in mind. We to be helped. It's not about ceremonies, it's about being active. And now in the Sir Optimus Club founding in Tunis, we noted a problem. A number of membership. The problem is because the contribution is quite high, and some people wouldn't come because of this amount of money that ask them to pay this high amount for contribution. This would scare them, some of them, away. I am from the Tunis Al-Wala Club, and I am the president of the club. Important. Having new members is, of course, being sure of the person. We have been friends for 50 years, and we'll celebrate our 50th anniversary of friendship. She asked me about what I'm doing in Sir Optimus Tunisia, and I said, okay, you come with me. I said that we organize celebrations for women. We celebrated the International Women's Day, and talked about Sir Optimus and the objectives of the association, and we could easily get 3 or 4 new men before they became members. They started to be active. And actually, she said that she invited her and she became a member. So we need actually to talk about this. So we need to reach our association or Tunisian association. I'm going to announce a good piece of news. I just received a grant. So this is we received a grant. By the Yorkshire region, and we will have regional conference and nations of the future African Federation and the SIGBI Federation. So I presented the club. Thank you to SIGBI and Yorkshire region. I would like to answer some key pointers. So it's either we like it or we don't like it. You can bring someone, and if she doesn't like what we do, if we're not committed, then we are not committed. It's something that we can do nothing about it. It's when we're committed, it's our heart which gives. They're not interested, and maybe it's better for them to leave because their place is not in a. Yes, that's true. I mean, people should love what they're doing. Love also the working in associations, but however, I don't like the idea of we've been friends for 50 years, and no, we should. I think that we should recruit younger members. So, in the but if we start at an old age, then.
Mesdames, je voudrais vous dire comme problème avec des fonds, avec des questions, avec des problèmes avec les gens donc qui ne payent pas leur donc, on l'a dit, d'autres donc viennent pour le voyage, d'autres viennent pour obtenir une bourse. Femmes veulent se joindre à nous. Donc, si vous ramenez quelqu'un donc qui vient pour son intérêt, la personne vient. Lorsqu'il y a une réunion du club, lorsque vous avez des orateurs qui sont motivés, lorsqu'il y a des équipements d'affaires et de business, les gens ne viennent pas. Ce que nous avons fait au sein de notre club, donc nous avons donc au Kenya ce qu'on appelle le table banking. Donc chaque mois nous ramène 1500 personnes Et donc, le club garde cet argent-là, donc économise cet argent-là pour les activités. Et chacun d'entre nous a économisé de l'argent. Et lorsque vous injectez donc votre argent dans la paix et gardez votre argent, l'investir ou alors aussi le dépenser pour les activités, pour voyager, vous avez de l'argent pour pouvoir voyager. Bien sûr, chacun a ses engagements, donc il y a de l'argent. Nous avons donc la société derrière nous et chacun a ses besoins. Et le plus d'argent vous avez, le plus donc d'argent vous dépensez. Nous avons encouragé l'épargne, nous avons aussi encouragé des jeunes femmes venant de l'université ou des après leurs études, ils passent quelque temps, après donc ils se joignent à nous, recrutant des jeunes. Mais si on s'adresse uniquement aux amis, là on obtient motivés, dynamiques, activés et qui veulent faire des choses. Il faut également impliquer en déplacement. La famille ne comprend pas.
Thank you. What I want to say is that optimism has no age. I mean, you people can join. Most often it is elderly people who can travel because they have the time. So and very often it's those people who come really want to do something for optimism. So I think that age is not important. It's good. Thank you. Microphone, please. From the Ariana Club, I'm very glad to be among you this afternoon, and I would like to say that the sober optimist is a mindset. We can work. When we have this mindset, you have talked about this motivation. It's a mindset, and one has to feel that the project belongs to no one, and that the project or just one person. I really want to emphasize this because we need really to think deeply about this. Think in this way, I believe that we can ensure the success of our enterprise. The second point is talked about communication, and it's true that it is important that the sober optimists to talk about communication. Communication is extremely important, and it's very important that we communicate on MIST. So if an association is something honorable and is a real honor. Thank you. Thank you. Now let's move to the second question, how to communicate. Well, there are other means apart from the internet. Okay, let's see, but sometimes, Saida has given us the example. You have the internet, but I think that we should read and provide feedback and respond. And everyone tries to get online and to understand computers and how computers work. Well, fortunately, we have our kids and who laugh at our questions. Works. Yeah. The meeting we're having here today, we have held 25 meetings, like particularly in West Africa. We have had 25 similar meetings. Well, sorry, it's one meeting per year. So we use to go to train stations, and we used to send letters by air, or If you go to one country, just to get in touch with one SORAP. Okay, we have example of our sister who went to Kenya, and she had meetings with developed communication. Thank you. Thank you.
Je suis Alina du club de l'Ariana. La communication. C'est un thème.
The topic, we have the micro communication and macro communication.
First, the communication within the club itself, the bureau members and the chairwoman and the both members and the respect of the internal rules and each other, and to love each other. It also implies accepting the ideas of all the bureau members. 20 clubs. They have to organize meetings and to meet in order to share share experiences and communication. For instance, the clubs from Morocco and in the Maghreb region. We hope to have other clubs with all the African and Middle East clubs, along with the cultural exchanges and experience sharing within the general framework of SORAP International. Today we've been talking about commitment, and commitment, we have to be committed to a club, but what do we need to do? The first thing is to improve on communication. So when we say communicating with our children, well, our children will teach us the use of technologies, and what great is that by communicating with them, we will make them love SORAP, and we have talked about youth associations. We will have a partnership, and we will teach when by being committed with our children, we can learn addicted to internet, and today it is the same thing with our mobile phone, and it is important today to focus on this new communication and better visibility, and we need to be more visible. Well, we need ability, and this will be enabled by communication. So it is a whole circle where we can do many things. Well, I totally agree with what our sister has just said regarding Abidjan in February, and we've asked two of our children to help us in the organization of the meeting. What we were doing, that at the end of the meeting they called their friends and they called each other, and they had the idea of creating a SORAPtimist club. And in July, when we went to in Berlin, we have announced the creation of that club, and we will even have two clubs, and involving them in our activity, we got a positive result. So I think that this is a very good example of how this type of members can add and provide more value for our SORAPtimists. These are very good news.
Ce que je voudrais dire par là, on n'a pas une bonne connexion Internet. Je sais qu'il est difficile de se connecter. Par ailleurs, il pose problème. Nous avons organisé une session de formation. C'était la formation des formateurs. Nous avons été formés. Nous avons été formés. Et par la suite, elles formaient les membres de leur club. Mais ça ne s'est pas passé parce qu'elles ont été formées, elles ont passé un moment agréable, elles ont rencontré d'autres sœurs de retour dans leur club, elles n'ont rien fait. Donc, le problème, en parler. Par exemple, lorsque vous avez été à Berlin, pour parler à ce qui se passera du club, et c'est de cette façon que nous devons informer nos membres. Donc, ce n'est pas uniquement rencontrer d'autres personnes dans des pays étrangers, mais informer les membres de votre club, attirer leur mariage. Si vous mariez avec quelqu'un, si vous êtes marié il y a 40 ans, il faut travailler. Donc des journées roses tout le temps. Ce n'est pas rose tout le temps. Je sais que ça ne fonctionne pas tout le temps. Mais c'est pareil avec le SORAP. Il faut s'engager à fond. Donc j'ai fait un engagement de responsabilité. Donc, un engagement de responsabilité. Le membre doit signer une feuille d'engagement. Il y a 7 questions qui sont posées. Ce sont des directives de discussion. Vous l'envoyez à Saïda et demain matin, elle va l'imprimer. Ça a déjà été traduit dans le trait d'union ou le lien. Donc, ce serait une bonne chose, ce genre de document. Et c'est parfois, vous vous rendez compte que vous n'êtes pas en train de communiquer, vous avez déjà signé une feuille d'engagement. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Pourquoi on n'a pas revu cette feuille? Et en ce qui concerne l'adhésion et les membres, nous avons eu des problèmes également en Europe. L'une des meilleures choses de ce optimisme, c'est que tous les âges sont représentés, respectés, celles qui étaient plus âgées que moi. Maintenant, nous avons des plus jeunes. Et au sein de notre club, de 25 ans à 95 ans, donc elle s'accepte, elle se respecte. On ne va pas par deux chemins. Une sera optimiste afin d'agrandir votre club. Est-ce que vous devez commencer par le pas de nouvelles membres, donc qui ont plus que 55 ans. Ce n'est pas bien. Nous avons des clubs de 45 personnes, mais je pense que les jeunes doivent respecter l'engagement des anciens membres, parce que les anciens membres ont le temps, elles peuvent s'engager. Si les nouvelles recrues n'apprennent pas dès le départ, elles oublient. J'ai vu au sein des nouveaux clubs en Europe qui n'ont que des membres jeunes. Elles n'ont pas le même esprit, c'est totalement différent. Je pense qu'il est important. Il faut inviter les jeunes également. Et donc, la membre avait 72 ans. La plus jeune avait 72 ans. Donc, si la plus jeune des membres a 72 ans, parce qu'il n'y a rien d'intéressant pour eux, il faudra représenter tous les âges au sein d'un club. Sinon, ça ne peut pas fonctionner. L'extension, c'est, bien sûr, il y a des gens qui disaient on a créé ce club, c'était très bien, nous étions de bons amis, mais on ne pouvait pas supporter des personnes qui ont l'esprit d'un membre de 72 ans. Et chaque club doit travailler pour l'avenir et doit leur dire ce que nous faisons sur le plan international, en Europe, au sein du ESA et au sein de la Fédération africaine. Et lorsque donc elles vont se joindre au club.
Thank you, Mariette. Question: how can we pay our membership fees on time? now that we are talking about about forming the African Federation, how can we pay our membership fees on June? Dirham is forbidden from exports, and we cannot exchange membership fees to the International Federation. And now with an African Federation, it will be, I think, much, but how to do it, how to transfer this money without infringing the law. I had to transfer the membership fee on an African Federation, and we want to pay our membership fees, but how can we do it without infringing the Moroccan in other countries? But in Morocco, it is the situation. And therefore, we must find a way to send this money even today. But how can we do it? We have an individual money allocation, and we were even lucky because it was 20,000 dirhams, the equivalent of 2,000 euros. And now it increased to 4,000 euros and you are you must divide this amount. Be interesting to reflect on this aspect and to find a solution in this sense. I'd like, don't you have the Western Union system? Finance specialist. I'm working at the Ministry of Economy and Finance, and I think we a limited amount. And if you want to do this, you finance. Today, we are able to use the Western Union because, as you've said, we have our children are studying abroad, and we need to send them money, and we use Western Union. Please. An account, a bank account for the club, and in order to have it's the same thing with our CFA, with the CFA currency, but with an official invoice, we can make a microphone, please. To find a formula in the Western region, we have 3 different currencies: the CFA, the currency of Nigeria, and the currency of Ghana. And for our meetings, we have already 3 countries. And for our meetings, we pay in dollars or in CFA. And the bank account, we will surely find a formula.
Je ne suis pas experte en finance, mais l'avenir de la Fédération africaine est d'un compte en Angleterre, parce que le problème était le suivant. Donc, et parce qu'il n'y avait pas de constitution officielle, au bout du compte, nous avons créé un compte sous SI. Et pour le moment, le compte est à Cambridge, en Angleterre, dans une banque. Comment ceci va fonctionner pour vous?
Microphone, please. Well, It is this bank account in Cambridge, and I suppose that this has to do with SIGB, and once we will have our federation, we will have a country to ensure the permanent secretary way as the SIGB, because for SIE the bank account is in Geneva. No, it's not the case. So for us, the bank transfer is to duration. One of the country will ensure the permanent secretariat, and therefore we will have a bank account in that country and probably in another country as it is done. But until today, we had transferred money on the federation's account, and then I think after Pretoria, that we will have an African bank account. Thank you. We move to the fourth question about the participation in international meetings such as this one. How can we participate in international meetings? Well, how can we have meetings of Berlin and the coming meeting of Pretoria? How can we have more participation? Thank you, Françoise. When we want to attend a meeting, the clubs that can afford paying the participation fees will do it. And the suggestion we are making for do not have members participants. Sorry. So the SI can contribute in order to have at least one participant. Need some criteria for the choices, so the club that does not pay its membership not to be supported for this participation. So the idea is to have at least one representative from each club. So again, we need to take into account some criteria about the payment or non-payment of membership fees or reports update. I will ask a question to my friends from Côte d'Ivoire. How, and for your different expenses, I know that in the organization of SI, there's or governors meeting is paid for by SI, and it is very rare that the club pays for any expense except in. Thank you, Christiane. I want to say that all those who are here, it's Africa, we have friends, we have relatives, and apart from the hotel expenses, we can be in family. And I went therefore to Tunisair, and I said that we will be payment for a group trip, and therefore we had important discounts. And for Pretoria, we have already negotiated with a travel agency. They have proposed, I think everything is going well, and we have even asked the travel agency to Guinea, obviously, when we have an important number of for our region, this is in a way our secret. We have an experience of 25 years, and for instance, for the bordering countries, what we did is to send emails to all those who wanted to go to, and they traveled by train, car, and they came and they were willing to travel. All of us traveled from one single Ghana and Burkina Faso, and all those who wanted to go to South Africa can come to us, and we will take the same plane to Pretoria. Yes, you are welcome if you want to come, no problem.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you. The day was long, and who's going to give us the program of this evening's program. In my place, you are all welcome. As for transportation, at 7 p.m. we will leave the whole. We will have dispatching our Tunisian Sora. So Bakhta will take our Egyptian friends in her car, and then Aisha the four sisters from Egypt have three.
Tu verras avec les Égyptiens. Pas dans leur téléphone. Ouais. Il y a encore. Ça y est, avec un fusion, c'est fait. C'est fait. Donc, alors, Côte d'Ivoire, ça y est, là, c'est fait. Vous êtes.
Côte d'Ivoire, I think you are 6. So 4 of you will go with. And the 2 others will go with Ilham.
Question, monsieur Saïda? Bon, non, mais là, il y en a qui sont autorisés ici. C'est pour ça que je suis en train de voir. Marie, tu vas venir avec moi. Je vais revenir ici, on en voit un. Je vais rentrer sur ça. Claire ne vient pas. Marie, tu vas tout droit. Voilà. Bon.
C'est Jamila qui prend. Les Ivoiriens, c'est qui?
Jamila. Voilà. Je suis just in front of you. Bonjour. Bon. Non, parce que c'est dans deux chez elle. Alors, je te lèche. Tu te lèches. Ton te lèche, c'est ça. Je connais. Bon. C'est tout, je crois. Là, c'est pas la peine que je revienne.
Bon, c'est pas la peine de revenir.